he's got this like fleshlight just like cum just kind of falling out of it, and it's just like a little kiss, just like right there, just real quick. Before we start the podcast today, I'd like to take a minute to talk to you about our sponsor, Sinister Beef Jerky, the veteran-owned and operated all brisket jerky, with flavors like the OG, the pickle with that delicious dill flavor, mango habanero for that sweet heat, cracked pepper, carnage asada, and sriracha-style smoke. Visit them at sinisterjerky.com and use the code KINGDOM, that's KINGDOM, at checkout for 10% off your order. Once again, that code is KINGDOM, KINGDOM, for 10% off your order. Now, everyone, let's get to the podcast.
We got to make it look a little bit more professional. Pinkies out and shit. And with that said, welcome back to Rock, Paper, Bullshit. I like to start the recorder without telling Luke Goblin to throw him off.
Keeps
Luke Goblin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, man. How are you doing, 8-Bit? Great to see you, man.
I am having a week. So my wife went up to Sacramento to go see our friends. I had father-daughter weekend with the baby.
Okay.
And I don't know if you saw the picture. I took her to the park. This beautiful sunny day. She's on the swing. I just took one picture, just one, to like send to the wife. Like, we're having a great time.
Yeah.
And the kid's in like mid-swing, and she's just doing one of these.
Yeah, I did see on the Twitter. She's being real sassy, dude. She's just flipping you right
just
the fuck
flicking
off.
me right off. And it was just like, it was bright, so I didn't really see the picture. I just took it and I was just like, that doesn't look blurry. We're good.
We're fine.
And I got home and I was like, what the fuck? The attitude has already begun.
The sass starts young. It starts young.
It's not even 2.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
even 2 when it's starting.
Now imagine when she gets to 2. It'll be the super terrible 2s then instead of just the terrible 2s.
My sister has 2 girls. She has one that just was born, and then she has one that's like 3.
Okay.
And yeah, 2 sucks. 2 sucks. And then
Really?
like a little bit into 3, they get all like sassy and stuff. My kid just learned how to say no.
Oh,
That's her
good
favorite
luck, dude.
fucking word right now is no.
No.
It's like, do you love daddy? No. Do you want some like cheese? No.
Oh God, dude, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have any kids, so I can't technically sympathize with you. But I mean, I've got a niece. I mean, she didn't seem that bad too. But I'm also not her. I wasn't her. not her parent. So
you're
I think it's all the
You're
fun.
there for the fun stuff.
Yeah, I
you're
get to be there
for the throw you up in the air and tie your shoe. You're not there for the shitty diaper.
The mental
the teething.
Yeah, and the mental breakdowns. I mean, I did feel bad. It's like just like random crying over it. It's like she had her birthday party back in February, and they were all playing like hide and seek, and I just see her crying, right? And I'm like, I went to my brother. I was like, what's going on, man? He goes, I told her that she can't cheat while playing hide and go seek, and now she's having a mental breakdown. I'm like,
yeah, they do that. They do that. So she likes to touch everything that's colorful, and we have an electric stove. So when you turn it on, it turns like orange and red, and she wants to touch it. I'm like, no. And then she's like, you're an asshole, Dad. You son of a bitch. I want me to touch the colors. I'm trying not to have you burn your fucking hand, kid. Come on.
I honestly, I think that might be partly your fault for painting all the colorful clown faces on the stovetop, and just like having the circus music play. You might have
I am an artist, Luke Goblin, and I will not be censored by you, the child, or anyone.
Listen, I'm not here to censor you, okay? That is the last thing I'm here to do. But I'm just saying,
I'm an artiste.
Yeah, I am an artiste. I like what's your medium? Oh, my own feces. I really find it a fine material.
The earth is my canvas.
And I do what I please with it. Oh man, so yeah, what's new with you? Listen, man, I was looking at your Twitter thread, and you're just like, fuck the world, shit's going downhill, motherfucker.
I didn't say all that.
No,
I was pretty much saying
I took some artistic liberty
people
with
who
it.
stream and people who are public figures in the Twitch community, whether it be someone who's streaming to 1,000 people or someone who's streaming to 2 people.
Okay.
Just because you follow them, just because you dono to them, just because you give them biddies or whatever, it doesn't mean that you guys are insta best friends.
No,
'Cause
not
I
at
know
all.
people personally who misconstrue the relationships they have with streamers, and then when they try to take that relationship to something else, like gaming together or meeting up in real life, and they're met with that inevitable, like, no, I don't,
Yeah.
they get
It's like,
weird
dude,
about it, and then they're like, I thought we were cool, like I was one of your day one supporters, and like, it doesn't work like that.
well, yeah, no, I didn't see that Twitter thread. I didn't see that one.
Oh,
So no, no,
different
no, no,
rant.
no, no. Okay, no, let's hear. Let's be like archaeologists here, and we'll get the brush and we can start brushing back a little bit of this. So no, I mean honestly, as a streamer myself, I've not ran into that, but I can sympathize with that. And that's an interesting thing that you like bring up. It's like, listen, it's never, never, never necessary to sub, to do biddies, to like gift stuff. And listen, when people do, it's absolutely appreciated. It means the world to me, especially as a smaller content creator. It
Right.
really because you put a hell of a lot of effort into anything. But
It's nice to get that validation of like, hey, you're
Exactly.
doing something that I enjoy.
And that's insanely appreciated. But at the same time, I can't. I would love to jam games with everyone that I can, but I'm working a full-time job. We're doing this podcast. Right. I have to keep a healthy relationship with my girlfriend and friends. I have to maintain my own sanity. I have to keep up the house. I have to. It's like because
you need to have boundaries.
Exactly,
and you need to have your world separate.
It's true. It's true. But that's the thing. That's why like during my streams, like on Sunday nights here, I like to do community nights because then it's just a wide like, hey, let's all get together, let's all chill, like we can all hang out.
I mean,
together.
That makes sense. It's the Lord's Day. You want to hang out with all the people who come to the Church of Lutes on Sunday.
Listen, it's totally not a cult. Okay, it's not a cult. Not a cult. You tell anyone for tax
That's
purposes.
exactly what a cult would say.
No, but I didn't see that rant, man. So I mean, what sort of experiences like? I mean, have you had that? Because I know
you talking about the Will Smith stuff that my friend was getting into.
No, I was talking about.
I'll talk about that too because I brought it.
I mean, we can bring it all in. I was talking about Go on.
We'll get to that one. So I have a guy who I'd say I'm associates. Like I've never met this dude in real life. Like we're friendly online, but like I was saying, like I don't know what our relationship is. Like I'd kick it with him in real life all day if his internet persona is who he is in real life. Because that's another weird thing about streamers is like you don't know if
who
it's an act. But this guy seems really down to earth and a cool like regular guy. So dude posted that he was supporting of Will Smith's actions because nobody should be able to disrespect your family. And I didn't even take the Will Smith action from that point of view. I took it from the point of view of a stand-up comedian doing crowd work.
Yeah.
Like I've been to a lot of stand-up shows. I love going to open mics. I love going to actual places like a Laugh Factory. And crowd work for people who are not established in their field, people who are like making their way, that's a huge part of the job.
Oh, 100%.
And how are you going to go to something like that or something that's run by a comedian who is famous for crowd work? And then when crowd work is done, laugh at every single joke made about everybody else. But the one time it's directed towards you and yours, you get violent.
You get hyper offended. And like that. And that's the thing. Like, no, listen, comedy is meant to push. Comedy is meant to just actually like, push the boundaries, scratch at things that technically, are a little taboo. And doesn't she openly talk about her alopecia and is like, that's a very well-known thing? And like,
she might. I really don't know shit about Jada Pinkett Smith. I really don't know anything about Will Smith's family except for, Will Smith was a hero in the 90s for the movies he was in, like Men in Black and Independence Day shit. I loved as a child.
Same.
But his kids, what's his kid's name? Like, I know he's like into clothing and he wrote that song for Bad Boys 2 and he was in the Karate Kid movie. I saw the Karate Kid movie. No, it wasn't my favorite, but that's not his fault. It was a remake. Remakes are never very good. So I've never really seen him act. So I can't say he's good or bad or whatever. So I don't really know shit about Will Smith's family. So I didn't even know she had alopecia. Like I was corrected on that because I was like, how are you going to get mad on a chosen hairstyle? And someone's like, oh, she didn't choose that. And I was like, okay, well, that makes a lot more sense. But still, like stand-up comedy, comedians make fun of way more fucked up shit.
Oh, yeah. Everything.
That's like Trey Parker and Matt Stone getting attacked because somebody
got offended by something that South Park did. And honestly, South Park is one of like the last bastions of like
freedom of speech.
Truly freedom of like, it doesn't matter who you are, you're getting made fun of. And you want to know what? Yeah, like you look back at some of the stuff that South Park did, and it doesn't age well, but at the same time, it's with the time, it's with culture. It's like it's meant to push back at some of the absurdities that
it's a snapshot of society at the time that it was made.
Exactly.
And if you look at things through a future lens, it's not always going to be good.
No.
Like, I'm not defending people who back in the 40s did blackface, but back in the day, that was comedy for those people. And now we look at that and like, that's horrible. And that's completely fucked. And that's completely racist. But back then, that was just a thing.
Yes.
And I hate that was a thing. But like, it's going to be the same way in a few years. People are going to look back on the shit we laughed on and they're going to be like, oh, I can't believe they were laughing at that. And it's going to be totally validated by them. But for us, it'll be like,
what's the big deal?
That was just the time.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Society evolves. People, you learn new things. People, like it grows, and so you can't take a snapshot of something like back in the day, and you can look at something and you can be like, that's really fucked up. Like, I don't agree with that. But then you put yourself in the time itself, and still, it's just people grow, society grows, people, that we evolve.
So if anyone makes a joke about 9/11, do 9/11 victims have the right to get on the stage and hit somebody?
No.
Like the whole thing about having a celebrity do that, it sets a precedent.
Yeah.
And the fact that he got a standing ovation after that shit. And then during his acceptance speech, when he was just like, oh, King Richard, it's about a father protecting his family and art imitates life. And like, dude, you're doubling down on this shit. And like, yeah, he came out later and he apologized for it and all that other shit. But it's just like, I just can't support that because like Will Smith was a comedian and there's even videos of him being on the Arsenio Hall show making fun of a band member who had alopecia and lost all his hair. And it's like, so it was cool then, but if somebody in the crowd was to come up and punch you at that time, you probably would not have been very cool with that.
No, exactly. And wasn't there actually like video of him laughing at the joke? And then
there's all sorts of shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's so fucked. I mean, come on, it's a joke.
Part of me thinks it was staged. Because Chris Rock's tickets went from a $40 minimum to a $340 minimum, and then the Oscars, like, I don't watch the fucking Oscars. No. My mom does. I don't think really anyone in our age bracket or below watches that shit unless they're directly involved. They're like, oh my God, my cousin was the art director on, The Last Duel or some shit. Well, like, it's probably the only time they would be on there watching it.
I mean, you think, okay. Let's look at it too here. I mean, if you this is shit. Apparently over the last like few years, the Oscars audience, like people watching, has been shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking
because they're dying.
It's a dying thing. Like, no offense, I don't want to see a bunch of celebrities circle jerk each other and then I'll clap for each other because it's like,
you don't want to see a group of rich fucks get little gold statues.
Yeah, come on. It's like, oh, and this you're giving awards where it's like, I lied the best. I portrayed this character the best. Yes, are there good actors? Do they do well? Yeah, it's a really hard thing. It requires an incredible amount of talent and dedication and hard work. I'm not like cutting them down for that. But no offense, I don't want to see it's like, almost like Hunger Games.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree. I feel like their incredible wealth is an award enough.
Yeah.
And then they get up there and they spew their bullshit or they spew whatever thing. It's just like, you're so detached from the regular everyday person. Your take on these issues don't mean anything.
Don't mean shit.
Anything.
And some people take their word like it's law, and it's like, no, you don't.
People literally shoved crystals up their ass or pussy because that celebrity said it was cool.
Listen, those eggs have done wonders for me. Okay, my chakra and chi have never been so aligned. Okay,
except are you trying to make coffee come out of my nose, bro?
No, I'm just saying, like, have you ever sounded yourself with one of those eggs? I mean, it really aligns a lot of your inner chakras.
What was that terminology you just
sounding?
Used?
It's called sounding. Okay. No. Okay. Oh my God. Do I have to explain sounding to you? I guess I have to explain sounding
Please
to
do.
Okay,
Please
so
do.
now sounding is apparently when you take a a long, like a cylindrical metal object. They come in different sizes, different shapes, but typically a long cylindrical metal object. Particular. Now, mind you, they sell these on Amazon. I went down an Amazon rabbit hole because I'm like, no way. I gotta.
Why would they sell this?
Why would they sell this? But the thing is, 8-Bit, you have to take said object, right, and then just right up your own urethra, and apparently it feels super duper good. I don't know how
medical purpose could that have?
Obviously you don't understand, and it's above your pay grade.
Clearly. Okay, well, you want to talk about weird shit you found on Amazon? So
okay,
I found canned barbecue zebra tarantula, where you can buy a fucking canned, dried, barbecued tarantula for like $35.
That's
you
fucking
too
gross.
can eat a big hairy spider.
I mean, I wouldn't eat a spider. Honestly, I would not a chance, man. I mean, you could find some of the best stuff on that.
I'm gonna send you the link right now.
Okay,
I'm gonna send you this fucking link. It is in your Discord DM. Just click it.
Let me just hold on here. Let me just.
It's $30 even. Free shipping. You can get it Tuesday with Amazon Prime shipping.
Look at this. Yeah, not a fucking chance will I eat that thing. Not
but
a
it's
chance.
Barbecue flavor.
Yeah, listen, I don't. It could be like the world's most delicious thing in the world. I don't want to eat a spider. I'm not gonna live. I'm not gonna live in the pot and eat the bugs.
Spider.
Yeah, it's okay. Listen, I'm more of a farm to table individual. I don't want to get the canned spider. I want fresh. Okay, I want to pick it off my own face, screaming, and then dip it in, and then slather it. Let's use the proper term: slather it in a delicious hickory smoked beer barbecue sauce for that ultra fresh flavor experience.
That's why you keep those little dip packets of like McDonald's barbecue.
I keep that shit on me, dude. I keep
just
that
in case you get a spider. Just to fucking munch it. A
Mm.
little fondue fountain of like chocolate. Just put the spider.
Just dip it in. You gotta enrobe it. The spider's like, what in the hell is going on? Yeah, come on.
Peeling off his skin.
Just like sitting there and just be like, oh no, you have to. It's kind of like crawfish, it's where they're like, bite the tail and suck the head. It's like, what you have to do is you have to take the little spinnerets, right? And then you just gotta get them in your mouth and you
He's just screaming to whatever spider god there is, shooting little hairs at you as you're fucking just filleting his legs.
All in your face, but yeah, somehow you're aroused by it.
It's worth the texture. It adds to the enjoyment of the meal.
I like it when things squirm when they eat. Oh my god! Speaking of shit that squirms when you eat, dude, it's like, have you ever seen those videos from China or Asia where it's like, yes, we take this thing and it's still quite alive and we just cut its head off and then serve it to you while it's still wriggling.
That. Shit's fucked. Like, I'm not about eating alive things. I don't even like raw oysters because it's like, it just feels disgusting. It feels like you just hawk the fattest loogie of your life, and you just it was like, no thank you. I'll take a deep fried oyster. Those are good, but a raw one,
no. I mean, there's just something about working in the culinary field for years and years, I've had to shuck thousands of oysters pretty much. But dude, you
it's
open
like,
them
I'm
up.
cool with killing an animal to eat it. Like, I've killed a lobster humanely before I throw it into a pot. Like, but I'm not going to eat it alive. I'm not going to rip his tail off and make him watch. And just make him watch.
Yeah, most things want to be alive if you're going to attempt to eat their ass. Okay.
Well, yeah, I would imagine so.
I mean, are we trying to get things reconnected to strudel in here? Are we trying to get some sort of thread going on here?
No, I wanted to try to stay as far away from ass play as possible this episode because we've had
you just had to bring it. You just had
going up the ass.
Yeah, you just had to bring up. You just had to bring up ass play again. Is there something you want to admit, 8-Bit? It's okay. It's 2022. This is a judgment-free zone.
This isn't a safe place.
This is a safe place. This definitely does not go on the internet at all. Okay, at all.
Okay. Okay, I'll be the first. I do not like things on, in, or around my ass. I don't.
Wow, you're a bigot. You're canceled.
I mean, clearly.
No, I can agree.
But that was the biggest thing I had with the Will Smith thing. is the dude laughed the whole night about jokes about other people, and then when it was directed towards his family, he chose to act violently.
Yep.
Now, if it was really a problem, I would have expected him to act like a man, go up to Chris Rock and be like, "Hey, man, that wasn't cool. My wife was hurt by that. Could you please apologize to her and not do this kind of stuff again?" That's what I would have expected, something Will Smith caliber.
That's the adult way to do things. Like during the time, exactly. I agree with you. During the award ceremony, during their whole thing, you sit there, you take it, you're like, you don't laugh at it, and then like at the after party, go, like you said, "Hey man, that wasn't cool. You just apologize to my wife. We'll it's called a day." Nothing.
Well, all sorts of weird shit behind the scenes I didn't know, like the G.I. Jane shit. Apparently, that's calling somebody gay from back in the day. Yeah, I didn't know that either, because it's just like, it's kind of mannish. So if you say somebody's girl looks like G.I. Jane, you're insinuating that guy's a homosexual or something.
That's weird. So I guess I learned something new today. I was not planning on learning anything today, but you've
I
opened
never
my
plan
eyes.
on learning shit.
Yeah, that was not something I was expected to hear. See, I didn't know that. And see, now I've become a more educated goblin, and now I can spread the word throughout the internet.
Like, I didn't know that either until I saw somebody get interviewed about that, and they're like, "I understand why he hit him." And I was just like, "What the fuck? Is this real? Is this a take?" Like, I was a kid when G.I. Jane came out, or around the time G.I. Jane came out, and I honestly haven't read anybody talk about that movie for 20-something years. So the fact that somebody made such an obscure movie reference at an award show, on televised award show, I never would have imagined it would have had this kind of ramifications.
No, 100%, man.
Crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, you figure like comedy would be like the last bastion, but I mean, I just don't understand. Sometimes I don't understand this world.
Well, if Will Smith wanted to make people not talk about his wife, it's a complete opposite effect, because certain comedians are already leaning into it. Like Tom Segura.
Oh my God.
He just landed. He's like, "Hey, all you bald bitches, I'm here. And if you try to smack me, I'm going to lay you out." Or some shit. It's like Tom Segura. No.
Well, Tom Segura, I mean, and that's the thing. It's comedy. You got to understand, it's comedy. Whatever.
Everything's on the table. Because either everything's on the table or nothing's on the table.
And
then, the guy I was having, I'll say it was a debate. It wasn't like a mean-spirited thing. Like, we were just, talking about ideas. He said that, if somebody says some shit like that, they should be prepared to, defend themselves. And I was just like, bro, that's censorship through conflict. That's censorship through with promise of violence. That's not a good thing.
I believe there's a word for that, but I believe it's what's that thing? Oh, authoritarianism.
To a lesser extent, it can lead to that kind of stuff for sure. So, it wasn't like a heated argument or anything. It was just a spirited debate, and some people, I'm sure, read it and took that the wrong way. And so there's a lot of shit that happened. And then I made a comment about the person who got caught faking Tourette syndrome on TikTok.
Wait, there was a person faking Tourette syndrome on TikTok now too?
Yeah, she got caught. Her name is Emerald Rose. Her TikTok got taken off. She apparently owns a thread company, for like for like knitting and shit. And she had these videos where she would take like every 3 seconds or so, and then people went back and they found videos of her talking for hours without ticks and shit like that. And then her sister came forward and was like, "Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit."
Yeah.
I mean, that's the summed up version. It's a lot longer of a story.
Well, no, I mean, a lot of stuff is, a lot longer than it seems. I mean, the discussion, the nuances of ideas. I mean, you can go into a certain one subject for hours and hours and hours. But that's I think what people have to realize is that, especially in the information age that we're in, if you're recorded, it's out there forever.
100%.
It's out there forever.
It's not going away.
No.
So, I mean, you can be comedic about it, but if you could play a character, because there's people who act a certain way on stream. I'm not saying PewDiePie is like that 24 hours a day. No, I'm not saying he's like that, So if you're going to fake having a major illness, an incurable disease or something like that, then don't be surprised when a community, if they find out, doesn't support you anymore.
Exactly. I mean, you got to be prepared to accept the consequences of your actions.
Right. And then when she was caught, she came forward and she's like, I was just trying to raise awareness. It's like,
Bullshit.
you're taking donations, you're financially profiting off of this, and you claim that you're donating all the things, which you could be, but there's better ways to bring awareness than acting
like you have Tourette's,
like you have a disease.
Yeah.
Fronting. And then she was selling merch that said, like, I'm not possessed, I have Tourette's. And shit like that. And be like,
on. That's bad taste bullshit right there.
That's bad taste. Right.
Wow.
100%. So that was pretty recent too.
Really?
There's just a bunch of weird shit going on in the world right now.
I mean, I guess I don't have my finger on the pulse of like the Twitter and like TikTok community, because I mean, like I said, recently I am new to Twitter. This is the first year I've ever had a Twitter. This is like,
you're not missing much, dude.
I mean, I would just, honestly, I would like to scroll it just for the fun, just like watching all these keyboard warriors go after each other. I mean, you can sit there, I'm sure you can get lost in it for a millennia.
Right. Well, while we're on the topic of like somewhat newer topics, let's talk about artesian builds. Do you know what happened with that?
Yeah, didn't artesian builds, I mean, I have a general idea of what's going on. So artesian builds, now correct me if I'm wrong, 8-Bit. So they had a giveaway, correct? Right? And yes. Someone...
Well, it was only for their affiliates and people associated with their partnership and affiliate program. And they did this thing where they would take a bunch of affiliates and they'd give them a code.
Yep.
And then, you know, it was free promotion.
Yeah, it was free promotion. And a smaller streamer won it. And then Artesian Builds went around and they told him, you're not big enough. We're not going to give this to you.
Oh, pretty much, but in what much worse, because they were live streaming the event.
Oh, they were live streaming.
So the owner of the company was like opened up her page and was just like, oh, only 5 viewers every hour, and so clicks. He's just like, we're gonna look for a bigger fish, and we're gonna roll it back, re-roll, pretty much. And he said, like, you're not getting the free computer, and then they picked somebody else, and then she reposted it, and then it blew up. And now the company Artesian Builds has been exposed for a bunch of other shit like tax issues and stuff, and they folded.
Shit.
And they were doing fucked up shit. So the owner couldn't get funding in California, like he couldn't take out loans because of some weird tax thing that he evaded. So he was taking loans from his employees to build these computers with the promise of paying them back.
Fucking
and now that the company's out, he doesn't have to pay them.
It's a pyramid scheme. He pyramid schemed his employees. That's messed up. And see,
pretty much.
That's one of the things, honestly, as a smaller creator myself, and I'm sure you understand this too, is, you know, because I'm getting to the point where I'm like, do I reach out for maybe a sponsorship? Do I kind of start researching this? But dude, I just have this feeling that there's so many predatory companies out there that will just take pure advantage of you that it's not even worth it. At least for now, it's not even worth it.
It's a pain in the dick. We'll go more about that. But the cool thing about the story is the girl that I forget her name. It starts with a K. Okay. She had immediate support from the Twitch community and the Twitter community. She went from like a few hundred followers to like, I want to say like 10 to 20,000, somewhere in that ballpark. And now she's partnered on Twitch because people showed up in droves and got her partnered.
That's awesome.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. So there is a nice part of that story. And I think she was even given a PC from another company. I don't know. That part could be bullshit. I might be pulling that part out of my butt. Who knows?
Who knows? But I mean,
who knows?
Who knows? But that's nice to see that the community rallied around her and was like, nah, we're not. You're like, no, that's so messed up. We're not going to let that happen to you. Right. And then got her partner, which is super cool. And maybe a computer, which is really cool too. I can see another computer company doing that, being like, guys, do we give her a PC? It's huge PR for them that cost them what out of pocket $2,000,
right?
If that,
but you get the proper, you get such exposure by doing that though.
Yes.
Like, okay, $2,000 in the exposure commercial ad space. Like, what does that get you? Like, you can't run a commercial on TV for $2,000.
No.
Like, yeah, you can run fucking Facebook ads for, you know, a targeted audience for quite a while on $2,000, but that's not a very effective thing because people don't even look at that shit anymore. People just click through it.
Oh yeah, and I click right through all that shit. I'm like, targeted ad, me. Just keep on moving.
Right. Exactly. So, you know, giving a computer is quite a lot of publicity and quite a lot of exposure for, in the long run, not that much money.
Well, I mean, shit, man. So, like, okay, so I mean, we've been going through, but okay, you got your identity stolen, dude.
Oh fuck. Okay, so
I don't
not
mean to,
only
I don't
did I
mean to
have
bring up
my
a sore
fucking
subject.
identity stolen, but my wife's wallet got stolen off her stroller when she took our little daughter to Froyo by some fucking junky piece of shit. So it's been a
Oh.
week. So I got a call on Saturday
Okay.
because this dude tried to fucking take out like $500 out of my account at some really weird fucking website that I don't go to.
Can
I didn't even recognize it. And then on top of that, somebody tried to take a loan out under my name. So I was like, what the fuck? I don't live in Indiana.
That's
yeah,
that's
it was like in Indiana.
Yeah, that's serious identity theft. That's not just like, oh, I tried to, you know, charge something on Amazon or do like something like that. No, they're trying to take out a loan.
Yeah, trying to do this weird shit. So they hit me up and like, hey, you don't live in Indiana right now, do you? I was like, fuck no, I don't live in Indiana. Like, all right, so this is what's happening, and it looks all fraudulent, and we'll handle it. And I was like, cool. Thankfully, like the dude didn't have my driver's license number, my social, or anything like that. He just had some like offhand information.
Okay.
You know, just shit. I don't know how he got my stuff. I mean, for all I know, I went to the gas station and I swiped my card to get gas, and he had like a fucking, you know, scan, like, you know, one of those chip reader things in there. Because people do that at gas stations.
Yeah,
so I don't know how the fuck this dude got my stuff.
You see all those videos too of like they're like, check the gas pumps, check the credit card machine stuff. Like, come on, do we literally live in that world where you can't even go get like a bag of chips in a Slim Jim anymore without the possibility of losing your identity?
Probably not. When I go to the gas pump, the only thing I'm fucking looking at is like the money. I'm just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I drive a lot for my job, but it's all in a company car with a company card.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
I don't really drive my own personal vehicle too often.
Well, that's good.
I mean, I bought a new Bronco.
Oh, you got
earlier
the new
this
Bronco?
year
Oh, that's
because
right.
the truck resale was so high.
Mm-hmm.
So I traded in my Tacoma, and I got like 20 grand for it.
Damn.
And this Tacoma had like a lot of miles on it, but it was like newer. Yeah. Because we drove this fucking thing everywhere. I was like, yeah, I'll take 20 grand for this. And I was like, I'll put that towards the Bronco. And they're like, all right, well, that's pretty much more than half off the Bronco.
Which
and
is sweet.
I got that more than 9 months ago. And guess how many miles I have on it?
Couple thousand.
Like 4 grand. I only have 4,000 miles on there. God,
oh, dude,
I live so close to work.
Yeah, if you keep that up, you'll be able to drive that thing for the next 10 years.
Oh yeah, easy. So that's the plan. And it's a first edition too, so I might just like, you know, keep it mileage low and then just resell it for like way more than it's worth.
That'd be sweet. That would be really
Playing
sweet.
The game.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point now too where I'm like, I got a truck. It's like a 2009. It's an older truck, you know, and I'm like, do I trade it in now? Well, you know, the market's all wild, but the problem is getting a new car, man.
Yeah, it's rough. And now everything's more expensive right now. But
yeah.
A few months back, trucks were the highest resale they've ever been. I don't know about the market now because after I inked my deal, I stopped looking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, everything's going up. I try not to leave the house as much anymore because of it. Because like I live in California, gas is like $7 almost in some places. So it's like, what's the motivation to go out?
Yeah,
you know.
Well, is it really like $7? Because like that's
certain
wild.
places, yeah.
Jesus,
like
man.
in my hometown right now, it's like 5 pushing 6. But if you go to like a bigger city like a San Francisco, it's like $7.
Man.
Ridiculous.
Oh well, come on, come on, you piece of shit, get a Tesla.
Oh yeah, that's.
Because we all got 50 grand laying around, you know?
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. I got 50 grand in my fucking back pocket. Well, who doesn't?
I mean, come on. Well, that's the whole reason why they try to get your identity. Because you're just sitting there on stacks.
So, yeah, dude tried to steal my identity. And then, like, you know, my card got canceled. Like, I canceled my card and was like, okay, well, we'll give you a next one in a week. So I'm just waiting for my new card. And then my wife, like, the next day, her wallet gets stolen off the back of a stroller by some fucking tweaker dude. Because there's a big drug problem in this town. So it's just like, fuck. And like, that was like, I bought her that wallet as like a birthday gift a long time ago, and it was like we were just talking about, oh, it's still nice, blah blah blah, and then like we put it into the atmosphere, so then it got fucking snatched.
It got snatched.
It's just like, how big of a piece of shit you got to be to steal something off a baby stroller?
I mean, like I'm not forgiving anything that they're doing here, but I mean, drugs are a terrible thing. Drugs are addiction is a fucking terrible thing. But come on, like that's just be like, come on, just be like, hey, can I, do you got $5? Like, sure, every once in a while.
Those guys are everywhere, man.
Yeah, well,
in this town, they're everywhere.
That's California, though, isn't it?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna be homeless, being in a place where the temperature never really gets too cold and never really gets too hot, and the beach is right there, I mean, it's a pretty alluring spot.
True. I mean,
there's a reason North Dakota doesn't have a super high homeless population, because they'll freeze to death.
That's that's the annual North Dakotian bum freeze.
Oh yes, who could forget?
Yeah, they thaw out in the winter, and they do their thing. I mean, shit, everyone's
thaw out in the winter. You make it sound like they're cicadas. They're all gonna come out and start singing.
Exactly. They go underground for 20 years, and then that you hear, that's them shaking the coin cans. It's the ritualistic call.
I mean, clearly. When you see that old cartoony homos guy with the stick in the little leg,
the stick in the bundle. It's like,
I've been there for 40 years.
I just came out. Oh, let's read the hobo signs. Ooh, they said that this house over here lets the apple pies cool on the windowsill. It's
cartoony homeless people from the.
Yeah. But in actuality, they'll stab you in the neck for for 45 cents.
Yeah, to buy drugs laced with fentanyl.
Yay. Yeah. Oh my God, there's so much bullshit. I mean,
a lot of terrible things out there.
Yeah.
So as a mail carrier, I'm sure on your route, because you're on foot, or are you driving the little like car with the driver's side on the wrong side of the road?
Oh, well, I drive like a more modern van. Those old LLVs, they're called, the long life vehicles is what it's short for. Those things, honestly, are death traps.
Really?
Oh,
I would imagine it'd be weird because you're fucking, the driver's side is on the opposite side.
Yeah.
So it must be weird driving that for one.
Not really. Honestly, the training that you get for those things is like 5 hours. You get like a 5-hour course. They like, because obviously you got to have a valid driver's license, and they just take you out on like in a parking lot, and they let you drive it around. They give you like the whole thing. They have fake mailboxes set up in different situations that you gotta prep for this. You don't understand the intensity of mail delivery. Okay.
They had some like Vietnam veteran like mail carrier dude there, like, you opened the slot wrong, we all could have died. Like, just being like over the top.
Do you know? I do know how many mail leathers I had to deliver in that damn box hole. You don't understand, man. And I'll respect that. I've seen some shit.
When I was making my necklace of ears, this is all I wanted to do when I got back, was deliver the mail.
With because the mail doesn't talk. The mail doesn't talk back.
But the mail listens.
The mail listens. Yeah, exactly. Just sitting there. You see a letter. You see a letter like sitting there after like having to listen to all that bullshit, just like grabbing a leather opener and committing ritualistic harikari, just cutting itself open. Leather falls out onto the floor. He's like, no, my best friend Flippy, no.
It's like a Wilson situation.
Pretty much. I mean,
fucking Castaway.
When all you see is mail all day. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I've been guilty of talking to the mail before.
Okay, so question. If you're in a Castaway situation, you could pick one item to be your Wilson. What would be your Wilson?
A flashlight. What?
I mean, you just went right at it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste time.
I thought you were gonna say the stormtrooper helmet behind you. I didn't know you were gonna go straight to that. That was good.
Why beat around the bush?
I mean, okay. Next question: what kind of fleshlight would it be? Would it be an ass fleshlight, a vagina fleshlight, a mouth fleshlight?
A mouth,
What would it
obviously,
be?
so it can hold better conversations. Or if you take the vagina fleshlight, you can always flip it on its side, and then it can work as like lips too. And it's like, what do you think, Floppy? We've got ourselves a real survival situation here.
I'm just picturing Castaway recasted with a fucking flashlight.
Well,
as it's floating away on the sea. No! Come back.
Nah. Just tears streaming down his face.
Losing Wilson to the ocean. I mean, I don't think his character comes back into society as quickly as he does if Wilson doesn't die at sea.
Yeah, I mean, because it would be his. Yeah, it would be his buddy way too much. Like
we really got through that one, huh, buddy? When he put a hole in it, so he put his hand in there to make it talk like a puppet.
He goes up to Helen Hunt. He's like, I don't need you anymore. What? I don't need you anymore. You've been replaced.
Listen.
It's like talking in his ear. Shh. We'll divide the assets later. Don't talk to me right now.
She's just standing there like, it smells like dried blood and cum. What the fuck is this?
It's just, yeah. What else was I supposed to use for lube?
It's just like, we don't have to take this, Wilson.
And he leaves.
He's like, you changed. And he leaves. He hits her with one of those.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, like, oh God, they're fighting. The flashlight just slaps her in the face. Okay. How awful would it be if someone's sitting there and it's like just like one of your buddies or something like that? They got a flashlight or whatever, and they come up to you and you're just sitting there. You're hanging out at their place, having some beers, just like chilling, having a good time. Like, oh, yo, I gotta go grab something real quick. And you're like, all right, dude. You're just like watching the game, hanging out. All of a sudden he comes up behind you and he's just like, ooh, flashlight kiss, and you like look and
oh God, that would be so bad.
But when he pulls the kiss away, it's like
that's fighting. We're fighting.
You're fighting. Oh yeah, that's fighting. One action for fighting. That all connects back to our Will Smith thing. That goes back. I mean, that's something that you hit somebody for. That's
not in a public setting.
True.
Like if you're at someone's house and they're just pointing at your wife and they're talking shit, then it's on. But if you're in a public setting at a comedic event and you paid to get in the door and you know who's there and then he says something, you paid entry for that. You knew what you're getting into. If you go to someone's house and they're just disrespectful straight up, that's a whole different scenario.
Yeah, that's 100%. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're talking about the fleshlight kiss. What would be worse, that or if he came in with those like Japanese like full body dolls that looks like a person? And he just sat it next to you. It's like, this is my girlfriend.
This is my girlfriend. I honestly, I think that would actually be kind of funny. You just like sit there and be like, so like, what's she into? And then have them fill out the character. Like, let's see what kind of archetype they give their sex dummy. I'm very curious.
Would you talk to the sex dummy?
I mean, anything I say to it would look surprised, just sitting there like, just.
I
mean, it's like, hey, do you know that I was once an astronaut?
Stop hitting on my wife!
It's like, you son of a bitch, get the hell out of here! Causes a huge issue. You never talk to him again. Been friends for 35 years.
Done.
It's like, you get out of my house right now. You're not gonna.
You ruined our brotherhood.
You're not gonna talk to Sarsaparilla like that, honey.
Sarsaparilla.
Honey, no.
Why did you give her a Western horse's name?
I don't know.
Sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla. No, I'm sorry, honey. And it's just like it falls
Clementine.
over. Oh,
I was expecting you to at least give her a human name. How many people did you come across named fucking Sarsaparilla?
I mean, obviously you haven't lived enough to experience.
Maybe that's an East Coast thing.
I know. Yeah, it could be for all I know. Oh,
how many sarsaparillas are running around New York?
You don't want to know. I'm sure there's one person. I'm sure there is a handful of people in this world named Sarsaparilla.
Okay, and those people is probably their uncle is their sister. I mean, their dad is their sister's brother or some crazy shit.
Hey, you know, you gotta keep it in the family. It's a family business.
I'm my own grandma, and my name's Sarsaparilla.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. You know, there's.
I don't know how, but it's okay.
Well, we
we
just gotta figure it out. Okay, like you just have to sit there and you have to just talk. You gotta talk it out, and then you gotta kiss about it. And that's how things happen like this. What if you know, like they tripped and you fell into sarsaparilla? It happens.
He just comes into from the other room, like holding chips and drinks on like a tray, and he sees you on sarsaparilla. He's like, "You son of a bitch!" And he just throws the tray on the ground.
Yeah,
just starts beating the shit out.
It would happen. I mean,
that's
those
some fucking
eyes.
Jerry Seinfeld. I mean, that's some Jerry Springer shit, right?
Yeah,
there.
well, I listen. You can't invite someone over to your house and those eyes, those like a doll's
those
eyes,
dead sexy eyes,
like a doll's eyes. He's just sitting there. Oh, giving.
So I accidentally said Seinfeld. I think we should talk about the George Costanza's mom dying today.
Really? I see. You're breaking all this news to me.
I can't help it if you don't live your life outside of that room, Loot Goblin.
I do. Listen, I've got a bed in the back, right?
You're probably way more social than me.
No, I barely have time to scratch my own ass, let alone like get outside and socialize.
You just extreme zoom in on Loot Goblin's bloodshot eyes. It's so itchy. It's so goddamn itchy.
Well, that's what I get for not washing for days, then scratching my nuts and touching my eyes.
Why don't you have a bidet?
Why don't I have a bidet? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Scientist. I didn't know I was talking to the Queen of England over here.
I don't have one. I'm just saying, if you don't have time to wipe your ass, that seems like the perfect thing for the guy on the go who doesn't have time.
Well, that's a great time to push a new invention, pocket bidet. You know, you just keep it in your pocket, and when you're on the rush and you got so when you're on the runs, reach for pocket bidet.
Would it just look like a drinking fountain at like a park? You just put it and take out I can just imagine you as a mailman on the beat, and you just like and you just take off somebody's hose and put the pocket bidet into the spigot, just turn it on and start cleaning your ass right there from their house.
House, they come out like, what's going
on? And
then
if they come out, they'd be like, "Oh, I got some mail for you."
Yeah, hold on, I got some mail for you. Hold on, I'm almost done with it. Just there you go.
I mean, that's probably why the UPS guys got brown shorts, so you can hide it better.
Yeah, what can brown do for you? Because plain and simple, like that's it makes sense. Because I have heard stories of mail carriers shitting themselves.
I mean, it seems like something that would happen because nowhere has got a fucking public bathroom, and like I'm sure that job takes you to places where you're just randomly on a cul-de-sac, you know, like where the fuck am I gonna poo?
There's been that's one of the biggest things when you get into a new area or a new route or something like that. You're like, where can I take a shit? Like that's one of the first most important things. It's where do I take a shit? Where do I go to eat?
I mean, that would be the benefit of having that box truck, because you'd be like, "Oh, got some packages in the back," and then just have a bag of shit in, and just all done.
Have one of those travel toilets. All of a sudden, you hit a big bump and it spills everywhere, and you're like, "Oh no! Oh, ginger snaps! It's everywhere."
When you put it in a bag, you just put it in somebody's mailbox. Yeah, like some old lady, like, "What's in my mailbox? Oh, a holiday treat!
Oh, I didn't know it was Christmas. I don't remember ordering a Yule log," and then just pulls it out. Yeah.
Who would do this?
Oh, what sort of madman would do such a thing and waste this delicious shit?
Oh, that took a turn.
Yeah, she could be really fucked up. She could be into some Scheiser. You never know.
So would you just purposely do that to people with German last names? I mean, like, there's an off chance.
Yeah, there's an option. More than likely, you'll be okay with that because they'll just be like, "Oh, someone did cheating on me, yeah. I've got the mailman is interested in me."
What the? Oh, that's why I love this show because it just goes on these horrible tangents.
These horrible
that are
tangents.
so
We have
funny.
yet to stick to one topic more than like 10
We
minutes.
talked about fucking identity theft, edible tarantulas, current events.
Current events. This is a Wild West. The Wild West. We're pushing the boundaries here. We're Lewis and Clark pushing into unknown territory. And then we got our old pal back here is just doing his thing, the little stormtrooper.
Have you seen Moon Knight on Disney Plus?
I have not. I've yet to subscribe to Disney Plus here.
What's with the NPR voice all of a sudden? It feels like you're gonna tell me that welcome to fresh air or some shit.
Hi, welcome to Fresh Air. I'm Luke Goblin, and today we're interviewing 8-Bit Nobody. So, sir, I heard you're into Steiser. Please explain.
I just like the shit.
You see, when it comes to the uns poo-poo, there's many ways and many ways of theories of thought, yeah. So we like to call this theory the chocolatey surprise. Yeah?
The mudslide.
The mudslide, yeah. So no, okay. No, I have not seen that on Disney Plus. What's that about? Is that
it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Moon Knight is a pretty interesting Marvel character. I don't know enough about him. I just know that he kills, he's violent,
and he likes to party.
It's gonna be like a more PC Deadpool.
Okay.
From what my understanding is on the character. I don't know enough about Moon Knight, so I could be completely wrong. He could be the fucking pacifist guy who fucking hands out donuts. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but maybe he likes to pass a fist. You know?
So, dude, Iron Fist was horrible. Did you watch the Iron Fist series on Netflix?
I have not seen many Marvel movies. This will get me canceled right here, plain and simple. I have not seen Endgame. I have not seen like a lot of the recent. No, like believe it or not, I don't know like why I haven't. Why like
I'm sure people assume you have.
Oh, of course. I mean because
I'm sure people come up and like, well, it's like that Thanos.
And I'm like, yeah, that Infinity Gauntlet. Woo! Could you believe that? The wild.
They probably just look at you like he's a white guy with glasses. He's watched them Marvel movies.
He's got that Marvel surprise. I marvel at the fact of him, you know. Just want to say that.
It's like if you're a white dude in your 30s, people just assume you automatically know what fucking Harry Potter house you belong to.
Yeah, I have not taken the tests.
I did because I want to play that game. My friend sent me that fucking quiz.
Right. It's just, well, the give us, maybe that's why you got your identity stolen. It's like you took the Harry Potter quiz.
That's exactly where it got stolen.
That's exactly where it happened. Boom. We just
Hufflepuff son of a bitch.
We just Inspector Gadgeted the shit out of this mystery. We Scooby-Dooed it. Case closed. You gave away your identity years ago because you wanted to find out what Harry Potter house you were upon.
Can you imagine that forensics file? Like, if somebody stole your identity through a Harry Potter test and you somehow tracked them down and you killed them? Like, can you imagine the forensic file's voice? And after completing the Harry Potter quiz, he found out he was in Ravenclaw, but the world found out his identity.
Yes. And he left his identity open to the internet. But later, using his powers of his House Ravenclaw, for those of you who don't know, he traveled there, and he expecto Patronus all over their face.
Little did he know that his Patronus was a gullible bitch, and he fell for the trap.
Oh no, I've fallen for that shit. I mean, like back in the day, it's like, all right, find out your porn star name. Like, I'm like, oh. It's like put the street you grew up on and your last name. Now, mind you, as a young teenager, I didn't know my ass from my elbow. I still don't know my ass from my elbow.
But, I don't even know what street I live on.
Yeah, who am I? Am I even exist? Watch as I have an existential crisis right here on this podcast.
I thought your porn name was the name of your first pet and the street you're born on, or the street your first street. Yeah,
well, pretty much AKA common passwords.
Right, so mine would be Lucky Thompson. Actually, not a bad porn name.
That's not a bad porn name. I always decided if I was a stripper, I'd have I would be Chandelier.
Chandelier. Why
Yeah.
chandelier? Would you be up on the pole the whole time, up high?
Exactly.
Like,
And it's like, over on stage 6, we've got chandelier. Please be great and tip your bartenders. And like, people would be like, they'd be like, they throw their dollar bills on stage, or like the classic, like someone puts like the 5 on their forehead, and I would just like get up on the pole and let my kid, I'd lead cakes first, and it would lead to a lot of structural damage to their face.
you gotta stop doing this chandelier. The stage can't hold it. I just picture like a fucking technician comes out that's like Scotty from Star. You can't take much more.
Cotton, what are you doing? And I'll be like, fuck you can't tell me how to live my life. I'm sure.
Chandelier's making that rent.
That's right.
The structural integrity of the stage.
The chandelier's about to make a hell.
Why did your voice get so much deeper?
I don't know, because I'm a stripper. Do you want me to be like, dance? Anybody want to dance?
Like
with South Park, yeah.
Stripper.
Dance.
Oh my god. Being slightly Hispanic, mine would probably be horchata.
Horchata. Listen, horchata is a delicious beverage, by the way, but I like it.
Right.
Oh
my god.
Jesus Christ.
I almost made your water come out of your nose or whatever the fuck you drink it. I don't know. It could be vodka. You might have a huge problem and I don't know about it.
That's for me to know and for the world to eventually find out. That's until once I make the papers, they're like local nobody takes dump in mailbox.
That's me.
Oh my god, I'm the local nobody. Yes, I finally made it.
I wonder if those people act like a fucking like, you know how superheroes, they go do shit like, who is Batman? I wonder if those guys are like, they see that shit in the newspaper, like, who's the Phantom shitter? And they're like, I'm the Phantom.
Oh yeah, they're definitely sitting there like
they're at parties like Bruce Wayne's like, have you guys heard of that Phantom shitter? He sounds like a real rapscallion. Oh, everyone's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Just like sitting there, like
it's like, you know a lot about this case, Greg.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's call me. I'm a true crime. I have a passion for true crime. All right, it's a problem.
How do you find a Phantom shitter? Is it like we've dusted the area for shit?
No. Obviously, it's like fingerprints. You dust for cake prints, or yeah, moose tracks. You dust for moose tracks, and then you just sit there and you're like, then you have to go through, and then it requires a whole big system. When they take your ass.
Do you think any modern crime has been solved by Cheeto or Dorito dust fingerprints?
Honestly, I would say so.
Like, can you imagine just two stoners eating like Cheetos or Doritos, and then like something is said, so the other one like kills the other one, and there's just Dorito fingerprints everywhere.
It looks like there was a sign of struggle. How are you telling, Johnson? Well, if you look at the walls, look at all the cheesy deliciousness. I can see the detective going over there and just like going up to the wall and just being like, takes his finger, wipes on the thing. Interesting. That's Cheeto dust. Extra spicy. And cum. Yep, that's definitely cum.
That strikes me like an intro to a CSI Miami, and then he just turns around and puts his, it's like, you could say that friendship burnt out.
And then yes. 100% yes. Oh my god. Well, that's it'd be a good time. We like to have fun here.
I killed a rat today.
You killed a rat today? Like, are you talking about in Tarkov or in real life?
No, in real life. So
was it like a womp rat, like a giant motherfucker?
It was a big one. So our dogs, we have 2 dogs, and one of them acts more like a cat. And when it rains, he really hates being outside.
Okay.
And he has this really annoying whine that sounds like a seal.
Yeah.
And if it's raining, even a little bit, even if it's sprinkling, or even if it's just cold or foggy,
sounds
he
like
just sits at the door and he just goes like for hours.
Yeah.
Fucking hours. Until you let him into the garage.
Okay.
So you let him into the garage and he lays on his bed and he's super happy.
Mm-hmm.
But he like, he's a dog. He's got to shit and he's got to piss. So we got to leave the door open because we don't have a doggy door because we've had that problem before where rats come in through the doggy door. So we're like, fuck it. So we leave the door open so he can come in and out. So a rat got into the garage. And if you've ever had rats in your garage, rats love washing machines.
I didn't know that.
Anytime you do a load of laundry, they'll like get up into the bottom of the thing because it's a water source and they'll drink water from that shit. So somebody was taking clothes out of the washing machine and they're removing clothes and there's a fucking rat in there. And they freaked out like, oh my God, there's a rat. So I went over there and I opened it and I see there's a rat in there. And I'm like, okay, well, how am I gonna get? I like if I can't just bash him to death because he's in a washing machine. I don't want to get all the clothes dirty. So it's just like, what if I run a spin cycle? No, that'd be messy too. So I was just like, I could just turn the water on and drown him. Like it sucks, but it's like I gotta get him out of here. There's no safe way to get him out of there.
No.
And this dude, like, I opened it and he was hissing at me. He's like, this fucker wants to fight.
Oh, he wants to fight. Yeah.
He wants to fight. So I set up a bunch of glue traps.
Okay.
And then I turned on the water and I came back and like I opened it up and he's fucking doggy paddling in there.
Yeah.
I was like, well, fuck.
So
he's not gonna die.
You just take a stick and just push him down a little bit.
No, because once I opened that and I saw him doggy padding, he like, I don't know how the fuck he did this, but he was able to, he jumped, he like lunged and he like got on the side of it. And I was just like, cause I didn't have anything to hit him with. So I was like, what the fuck? And then he like ran it like right into a glue trap.
Oh, perfect.
And I was just like, well, you're done. Like,
sorry, dude.
So so it was just like, I can't, like, if I could have humanely got him out of there, I would have. But there's a rat problem in this neighborhood because we have an avocado tree outside and they fucking love it.
Yeah, well,
and our neighbors are these old people who like to put fucking food on the fence line, so rats just like come to eat it, and they like to watch the rats come and eat that shit.
No, it's
horrible.
Like the only reason you're gonna put food on the fence line if you're gonna sit out there with a pellet gun and be like, all right, let's get these rats.
But the worst part is that, like, they're old, their eyesight sucks. They think they're squirrels. I'm like, oh, the squirrels love it. And like, those aren't squirrels, bro. Those are rats.
Oh my God, that's disgusting, dude. I'm sorry. I mean, in my neighborhood too, honestly, we've got like I kind of live in like a suburb city-ish area, kind of right on the border there. And there was an old like abandoned like Ames or Hills, like old department store that went out of business. And it was this big empty building. So they just did a development like probably like 10 years ago where they knocked the building down and built apartments there. Well, when they knocked
so many
when
rats.
they knocked that building down, it was like a tidal wave apparently, and there was just they just spread out in the surrounding neighborhoods. And it's disgusting because, obviously, well, not dirty people here or anything. Like, I try and keep
you don't have to be dirty.
No.
Rats. It's like you don't have to have dirty hair for lice. Lice actually like clean hair.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, rats are only looking for shelter, food, and water, just like anything else. So they don't care if your house is a mess or if it's clean. As long as they can get some of those things,
they'll be there. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. They're like ants. They're just always...
They're just there. Yeah, and no matter, and I tell my girlfriend all the time, I'm like, she's like, you gotta get rid of them all. I'm like, listen, the only thing that we can do is just try and keep things clean, keep all the food waste like sealed up in the trash, and lay traps. That's all you can do.
Right.
That's literally all you can do, because once they're in, it's a pain in the ass. I mean, they fuck like rats. And I remember the one day I came in, and so I laid them, like we're just getting out of winter now where I'm at, and I mean our winters get nasty cold, so they like to hang out in the garage and stuff. Well,
it's warm.
Yeah, or at least it's it's not blowing. So I laid out like before winter, I was like, looks like we might get some problems here. You kind of see signs of them like in the grass. You kind of see like
little
trails,
little shits and all that other stuff.
Little shits, or you see like where they're running through the grass. They usually take like the same path, so it's matted down.
They like to run along the wall, and you see their fucking gross like hair grease on the wall and shit. It's
fucking disgusting. Why lay them out a buffet before I like kind of sealed up the garage for the winter? I'm like, okay, we're gonna make some peanut butter with some nice poison in it, and with a nice risotto, and then just like sitting there, everything. I laid out so much stuff. I opened up my garage. I was in there like a month or so ago, and I just opened up the garage, and there's this plumper just done, just upside down, done, just sitting there. I'm like,
it was probably pregnant. It was probably a pregnant rat.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, we just eradicated it, and it's it's ratkin.
Nice pun. Eradicated.
A rat.
Rat.
Yeah, we like to have fun here. And so I'm like, how do I get rid of this thing? And so I'm like, all right, well, all right. Kind of poke it with I find a shovel, and I'm like, kind of poke at it just to make sure it's done, not moving. I go, shh, and I scoop it up, and it like springs back for a second.
Oh,
and I
no.
go, I just go, ah, and I just like use the shovel. Lacrosse, I lacrosse the thing across the room, and you just hear tonk, and then the thing's done. It just and it just hits the floor. Well, yeah, it scared me. Like, what was I supposed to do? Just be like, oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me put you back in your bed. I apologize.
I treat them like fish on deck. I hit them once to make sure.
Yeah.
But not hard enough to, crush them and make a big fucking mess. I just give them a nice full fucking love tap, and then I'll do that.
Now we'll do that. That's all you can do. Oh, my God. Yeah, but, like...
You fucking lacrosse hook.
Yeah, just shunk, and you heard it slide off the shovel, just made that nice little like shunk off the end there, yeah, and then thunk, and just right against it, and that was it. And I'm sending all I was doing, 8-Bit, is I was sending a message to all the rats around, because I'm sure
this is what happens.
I was like, listen here, motherfuckers, I don't care
want
where
to
you
live here.
Then there's some rules, bro. You eat your.
Have you considered buying one of those Japanese sex dolls as like a scarecrow to keep rats?
No, because you want to because the rats would figure out it's fake, and then within like probably half a day they'd be like, "We have founded a new colony up inside of its sniz." Like,
I can use their rack technology to take control of it like a.
And it becomes a mech. Like, what the. Like, I don't want to deal with a sex mech, and it's just coming at you.
Oh my God, it's a Japanese sex doll rat mech.
It's become sentient. Like, you can just see...
It can feel...
Out of the ass, you just see, like, a little rat tail just, like, going back and forth. It's learning. It's learning. What are we doing here? There's nothing we can do. We can't stop it. It takes over the world. That's how we lose control, 8-Bit.
We have to let them join our society.
But will we ever be able to accept them in our society? This is and then they have to send rat delegates, and then our people have to crossbreed with their people, and then in 10,000 years we've got Skaven. Do you want Skaven? This is how we get Skaven.
I can totally see it like E.T., just some dude riding a little bicycle with a basket with a blanket over it. The government. I love her. Leave her alone.
Don't you touch Whiskers. They tickle when they're inside.
You leave Sarsaparilla alone. I love Sarsaparilla.
A single tear goes down the sex robot's eye. Yeah. It's just like like jaw half off, just like really fucked up looking, like an ex machina. Oh shit. Yeah. That's what's gonna happen.
Coming this summer.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Adam Sandler in Rat Love. What would we call it? What would this piece of shit be called?
See. Adam Sandler discovers that this summer, falling in love isn't so complicated, or falling in love is complicated. In this summer's blockbuster, let's see, Rat's Nest, or let's see,
a good one.
Yeah,
or. In the Romeo and Juliet of our time, we bring you Tale of Two Cities, and Tale is spelled like rat tail.
Yes. Okay. I like that.
One of them is a man hard up on the times, and the other one is a Japanese sex doll filled with 15 rats.
I know. I'm not sure if I should, and I can just see like the opening scene. It's like, I'm not sure if I just fell in love with you or the collective. Please make me one of you. And it's just, they're like the Borg. Like, there's nothing you can do to stop them.
The movie starts with a guy watching Ratatouille, and he's just like,
just hard as fuck.
He turns it on.
That's how it starts. This is what we get from the anthropomorphization. I can't say it, but anthropomorphization of animals and stuff.
You did this Newgrounds world. You made those furries too hot.
God damn it, we've
done you.
Yeah, like falls to his knees, thunder strikes. Like,
damn all of you.
It's really
As the
fucked up.
exterminator's walking away with a cage full of live rats, be like, bro, you know they saw these at the pet store, right? And then he's just like,
like, yeah, he's just
and then
like,
he's just skipping to the pet store, walking on sunshine.
yeah,
Whoa.
exactly. And then immediately right to Home Depot, going down the aisle with the PVC pipe. Doo-doo-doo-doo, I'm gonna feel good. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And then he's got like a fire at one end of the PVC pipe while feeding the other end's in his ass. Cause come on, here it comes.
Immediate credits.
Yeah.
Standing ovation.
Oscars.
Wins at the Oscars.
Yeah.
And there will be no violence.
There'll be no. Because we would have evolved then.
That's the world we live in.
We are a society
Just
of
like
kindness.
the rats learned to operate that mech, we learned to be accepting. And on that has been the episode of Rat Paper Bullshit.
Shit. Oh my god, that was great. That was fucking wonderful. Are we still
I'm the
recording?
Agent Nobody.
Oh.
This has been Luke Goblin
Have a-
716.
Oh man, yeah. Everyone have a wonderful evening. So, thanks for dealing with us.
And don't fuck rats.
I mean, unless you're into that, but seriously, don't do it.
Don't do it. That's gross.
Thank you everyone for watching this week's episode of Rock Paper Bullshit. If you enjoyed, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We appreciate the absolute crap out of each and every one of you. Until next time, everyone, 2 tiles.